Hello everyone, welcome to the Rage Traders NRL YouTube video, and today is going to be a preview into the upcoming round, which is round 10. Now, boy oh boy, was it a crazy magic round. I scored, without boosting, I scored, it's not a crazy score because there were some crazy scores out there. There was 1600s, 1719 I think was the biggest score, but I got to 1422. Somehow I actually thought I was going to score much less than that and slide out even more, and I've gone out quite not a bit, but like 2.6k, which I'm fine with because I still had 3 boosts in the pocket, but a crazy round nonetheless. Now, I know some of you that watch me and have spoken to me, some of you have got some absolutely wild scores from Magic Round, so congrats. I hope you've only seen green arrows and you feel like you're on your way up. And I think this week a lot of people are going to sit tight now because Magic Round, I think a lot of like boosts happen and stuff like that. For me, I'm kind of like anti-boosting in a way. So this round I'm boosting when I think a lot of people are sitting back now, and I'm really trying to focus on getting people in that are not going to be in Origin. They're very good around this buy time with the major and minor buys, and as you'll see in my team now, this is my overall score. 1422 was the score. Round 9 rank, a bit weird here, but yeah, nothing crazy. And then obviously 7,772 is my rank at the moment. Total score 11,261 with 2,687 ranks dropped from last round. Team value 15 million or 15.7 million. My trades this week, from now on, guys, when I tell you, these are my trades. I'm not changing. The only reason I'd change is if one of these players got like injured, they were out of the lineup, something like that. But my team at the moment, I'm very happy with the look of it. Where I'm sitting for these upcoming buys, origin selections, everything like that, I'm super happy with what I'm seeing. And at the moment, this is my team. Obviously, these are my buys. So I had Watson in at hooker 1. I brought him out and brought in Riley Smith. I think a lot of people are going to be getting him this or next week, considering on how your team is lined up. For me, I had Watson and Sandon Smith in my hooker positions. I didn't really want to take an AE because I just needed to fix it up now. I didn't want 2 issues next week, and I might still sit on Sandon Smith next week. I'm not guaranteed to trade him. So now this just gives me a bit of free up space. Then I've gone Purdue to Herbie Farmworth and Gutherson to Sharp. Now, in the past and even this season as well, I've sort of sat tight on people like Gutherson. I did it with Ponga. I've done it last season. And I think I'm just going to pull the plug here. If we look at the round, St. George come into New Zealand, then Broncos away into the bye on round 12. So they missed that. And then essentially going to Newcastle, Dolphins away, Sharks away, bye. You could look at bringing Gutho back in around round 13. I'm just thinking like maybe that would be the better play. I'm very also sort of, I really want to hold him for this one game at Wynn Stadium against New Zealand, but I'm also just like, isn't Fletcher Sharp just the play here? If we compare what I've just said to you with the Newcastle Knights the Newcastle Knights draw, they're versing Gold Coast, who might be a bit improved or very much so improved with Jaden Campbell coming back, but it's at McDonald's Stadium and it's Gold Coast. This could be a game where it's just like 28-24 or 30-26 or 30-20. I just think there's going to be points scored here. So I am going a bit bigger on these Newcastle players. In my original trades, I did have Bradman Best. I think if you are looking to get him in, it's a great pod. His percentage is still under 10%, and I think that's absolutely amazing if you go for it. But yeah, sorry, I just had a text. So yeah, I think that's also a player. I just didn't want to load too much up on Newcastle players. At the moment, I have down here, you can see my team. So my team as stands: Riley Smith at hooker 1, Haas, Tino, and then Terrell May is my reserve. I'm holding on to Corey Horsburgh. I think, look, I understand why you were trading him right now. I also think if he doesn't get picked for Origin, he's just he's a season keeper. It's as simple as that. Now, he will likely get picked for Origin, so I do not think if you are doing the trade of him going down to someone, or you're just making a money move, that is completely fine. The one thing I am considering is moving him next week, but a 69 break even with someone who we know can get around 50 to 60 points, I'm willing just to take like a 5, 10, 15 point hit and move him next week if need be, or just keep him plugged in there. I'm really trying to focus on Haas and Tino. How are we going to get them out? I really want to get Lindsey Smith in. I think he's going to be absolutely brilliant. Also, Xavier Willison for the Broncos. He's in. We're going to discuss maybe 3 to 5 pods that I think are going to be viable, especially, coming into this Origin period. This is how we want to start planning. And when you look at my team, you're going to see a lot of people that are friendly during this Origin and bye period. So we're talking about people like Dylan Lucas, Fletcher Sharp, Aaron Clark. I think the Warriors have a great run here. If I could do it, I would go to Halasima now. But I think you can also wait one more week for him. But great pick nonetheless. These people like Katoa, I held on to Hubner. I'm very happy with that. Now he gets starting role. Obviously, I'm not saying he's about to get 70 points, but I don't think he is someone that we have to move. I think he's just going to be a slow plug and no rush there. And I have Cleary and Hines. I've held on to them since day dot. Nothing's moved there, and I'm being very happy with that. I think Cleary is a great vice captaincy and captaincy pick, but we'll get into captaincies and vice captaincies later on in this video. And I held on to Jaden Campbell. Very happy with that. He's back early. I was last week going to go down to King Togia. I'm very glad that didn't happen. Not saying that he's a bad trade-in, but I've got Galvin, who could potentially go down to Togia now, and Jaden just become the person that I set and forget. Or I just hold and not even worry about it. Or I just drop someone from a fullback. Let's say something happens, or one of them unfortunately gets injured. Then I can do a flex play for Togia as well. So that's something I can look at. So my centers at the moment looking very nice. I've got Jenkins in just because I think there might be a lineup change, but if you do look at the actual draw, Canberra are going to play first. So they play on Saturday at 3 p.m., whereas Penrith play at 7:35, which just makes it a lot more harder and annoying for me. Because I essentially will have to play Tamale because I won't get news on Jenkins. And if he gets dropped, I mean, the only play really is that Jenkins actually gets dropped and I get an AE where I don't have too many AE problems, because I have 2 Roosters on a bye. Then I have Cant, who I'm holding at the moment, Hubner, who should get 40 to 50, and then I've got Horsburgh. So I think I'm actually going to be playing Jenkins now that I've just said that out loud, and I've also got Galvin. So is my score going to be that bad when Canberra are versing the Bulldogs? Now, it is at GIO Stadium. Let me know in the comments below what you think I should do. Should I put Tamale in? Just have Jenkins on the bench and not reserve him? I think Jenkins, it's going to be interesting, but if he gets dropped, that's when it gets annoying. But I still think he's a hold. Having 1 break even, he's not going anywhere in my team. But let me know what you think I should do there. If he comes off the bench, I highly doubt that's going to happen. I think he either gets dropped or he plays center. And he's going to come in at Origin time as well. When a To'og plays winger, this guy's going to just be a hold. Do not trade him. Don't do it. It's not going to be worth it. He's still got money to make. And you see from last week the potential and what he can put out. It's like Purdue, who I was a bit reluctant to get rid of, but I just think having the likes of Fletcher Sharp, Marju, and Farnworth is just really, really good. And going Purdue to Farnworth, where I really like, really like Herbie's upcoming draw. I think I'm getting him at a nice time. And I think I've also been a bit lucky with Herbie. If we just go quickly here and look at Herbie, it's really interesting because this guy, we know what he can do, but points-wise, since we start from first round, 65, 58, 85, 69, 55, 78, 98, 72, 78. It's almost like you've kind of been okay with it if you've had him because he's just getting you around, the average of 73 points. And then if you haven't had him, you're like, okay, it's not, someone that's going 90 and 100. And I'm like, man, I've really missed out on this. You know what I mean? But with the upcoming draw, he's got Parramatta, New Zealand, Bulldogs is rough, and then a bye. That's fine. But then he's got St. George, Newcastle, St. George, North Queensland again, Newcastle, and Souths. I just think it's a great time to buy him. Especially against Parramatta away, New Zealand at home, Bulldogs away, they're going to have Origin players missing. So that's your only silver lining there. So they could do work and it is away as well. So that's round 12. And then obviously a bye is a bye. It doesn't matter. St. George at home, North Queensland away, Newcastle at home. It's really, really nice for him. I just think I'm very, very happy to have him now. I think he's close to just the guy, the CTW you want with Karaz, especially with Origin coming up, and there being a possibility of Karaz not even being picked. So if Karaz isn't picked in Origin, these two guys are going to be the two elite guys you want in your team. Holmes is going to get picked. So it's just, this is what's going to happen. And then you've got Marzu on top of it for Newcastle with a beautiful draw. So yeah, that's where I sit at the moment. And I've also got players that have a lot of dual potential. So Fletcher Sharp can be CTW. So if I do want to get another fullback down the track, then I can shift out. And sorry, I know I'm speaking a lot about my team, but I'm just trying to give you a train of thought about how I'm thinking about what I'm potentially doing for 1, 2, 3 weeks ahead. If Billy Smith doesn't perform or Tamale reaches peak, I can then bring in Fletcher Sharp into CTW, and then I can look at getting a Tedesco if he doesn't get chosen, or I can look at getting an Edwards or another premium fullback, whoever isn't chosen for Origin or just really hitting at that point. That's what I can do. I'm not reserving Galvin because I think Melbourne is going to put on some serious points, hence why I have Pappenhausen as my captain, Fletcher Sharp as my vice captain. That could change, in all honesty. I'm close to just going vice captain Haas into Pappenhausen. I think that's nice into Souths. I think you're going to find that Broncos this week really bounce back heavily. I'm not sure how this forward pack is going to contain Payne Haas. I can see a lot of offloads. And the only thing is, is weather going to change this? We don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, that would be likely my play there. I think that's a massive pick. And I really just like Melbourne. I think West Tigers are they're going to let up a lot of points this week. That's all. So I could be wrong, but yeah, that is going to be my play. And I'm really actually liking the vice captaincy of Haas now that I've sort of thought about that and seen them. They play the South Sydney Rabbitohs. So they're my trades. Once again, it is Watson to Smith or Riley Smith, Purdue to Farnworth, and Gutherson to Sharp. Very happy with that. We shall see how it goes. Oh, I pray Gutherson doesn't go like 100, 130. But we shall see. It is what it is. If it happens, such will be my luck. All right. The week that is coming, round 10, let's talk about it from the top to the bottom. Parramatta versus the Dolphins. If you have Iongi and you've still held, congratulations. I think that's going to be amazing. I might just bring up the team list here as well. I know you guys most probably have already watched videos on the team list, but we'll just go through it again. Not to like a crazy extent or anything like that, but Isaiah Iongi, if you've held him, this is what you've held him for. Games like this, he could easily pop 100 points this game. That's what I'm hoping for. If he has a bit of a rough game and they don't play well, that's going to be a bit unfortunate. People that you want to keep on watch for, Katoga, I think great. Charlie Geimer, a pod that's under 10%, I'm pretty sure, from memory. I would start watch listing these guys, even Jack Williams, but really big. Charlie Geimer's just been someone who's plugged away super slow, dropped in out of the team, brought back, dropped in, brought back. And I think he's just getting some nice plays now. And to be honest, you can't look at Mitchell Moses because of Origin. That would be it there. But for Dolphins, no major changes here besides JMK on the out, Kafusi and Donahue in. Herbie, hoping he has an absolutely massive game here. Maybe 90 plus would be great, but we shall see. You don't know what type of Eels team is going to turn up. It's also let me know who you would go here. Would you go Bradman Best or Herbie Farmworth? Let me know in the comments below, because that's actually quite a big and good comparison right now, especially with the draw. Knights have a very nice draw, and they love going to the left edge, and Bradman Best loves not passing the ball. So is that the play over Herbie, and maybe getting Herbie after the bye? Let me know what you think below. That could be a definite play. Geez, now that I've said it like that, it makes me want to change. I'm the worst. I am the worst content creator. I change my mind like I change my undies. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize dearly. So this is the team that we're all looking at and all hoping that has a continuous performance from last week. Kalen Pong, obviously fullback. If you've held on to him, this is where you want to start getting your points. Nothing crazy here, but obviously the addition of the injured Jaden Campbell is absolutely huge for Titans. Whether that turns them into this godlike team or just someone who just competes and Knights turn into crap, that's what scares me a bit, pardon me, but we shall see. Marju, you're just hoping for some big points here, to be honest with you. James Schiller, great. We'll see what happens. And yeah, I'm still holding on to Cant. I'm just hoping that, with the Origin selections, maybe Lucas gets selected, and this opens up a gap for Cant to come in. We'll find out. But yeah, he is on the reserves. We don't know what could happen there, but nothing much else. Fermor, if you picked him last week, congratulations. The dude is a beast. I think it's too late to grab him now. I'm surprised to see people trading him in. He's definitely going to be picked for Origin. For me, it's a 10 out of 10 because in such a crap team, Billy's going to look at the form he's in and just be like, why wouldn't I pick this guy in such an awful team that's playing horribly and he's just doing what he's doing? Just makes sense. He'd likely be on the bench or reserve. So yeah, I think he definitely comes in. Nothing much here for the Titans after that, to be honest with you. No one that I'd even be close to looking at besides, nothing else. Tino, everyone's got Tino. If you don't, you're weird. So that's something else. And nothing else there. Dane Gagai should get a shout here. But I just think the three main people for Knights, besides the Origin players, is, your Marju, your Lucas, your Best and Sharp. Maybe they're the four. So yeah. All right. Let's go to the next. Sorry, I should have just found the team list, but I couldn't be bothered. So that's all me. A lot of ins here for South. So we've got Mitchell back. We've got Humphreys back. We've got Havali back. Mitchell, Shakai Mitchell, Jacob Host, Schuster. Is he in the reserves? I would assume. Yes. Okay, sure. So on the interchange, LeBlanc, Moale, Kepi, Gray. So big watch this week is this Tallis Duncan and Hubner starting at lock. But Tallis Duncan could be a very nice pod. We'll get into him soon. Kaloma Tangi at prop. Keep a watch on this as well because this is where he scores a lot of his points. Could see a rise here. That could be a very good pickup, especially during this Origin time. So take note of that. Jamie Humphries is back. Nice. Good to see. See how he goes. Jaden Sullivan's still at the 6. So Cody Mitchell, I think, still injured by the looks of things. Latrell back at fullback, which is huge for them. I just don't know how good of a team they're still going to be. But what I worry about the most is their forward pack against the Haas Carrigan. It's going to be, I just feel like this game is going to be won by Broncos from the forward pack, but that's just me. Nothing much changing for the Broncos. Fletcher Baker, Hoeta, Karapani, Martin Tapau. Looks like a stock standard team. Shibasaki, this is what you're holding for, and Arthur's could pop a hat trick easy in this game. You just don't know what's coming. Billy Walters has been someone who I've been liking. He's getting about 50 to 60 minutes. He's just doing some work. He was someone I kept tabs on. I just wish Corey Pakes wasn't on the interchange. If he wasn't, I'd just get Billy Walters in, but it's just always something where Pakes takes minutes from him or vice versa. Piakura on the bench, Jensen, Fletcher Baker, so nothing there. Xavier Willison starts at second row, and he's someone who we're going to talk about as well. But yeah, South Brisbane, I expect a Brisbane win here. Be very surprised if it's not, but hey, we don't know these days. Danny Levi, Waitera, Solo, and Mooney. Okay, so let's just go to the reserves quickly because I just want to see if... So Danny... Where is Danny Levi? Is he in the reserves? Okay, that's fine. I was very scared for a second. So looks like a stock standard team. If you still have Tamale, do you play him this round? It's scary, right? At least, I mean... It's pretty rough. I wouldn't this game if you have a very confident in your other CDWs. I wouldn't play him this game. They are at GIO Stadium, however, and they're in massive form. I just see Bulldogs winning this. I see the defense being massive for the Bulldogs this game, as per usual. Matty Burton, he's back. Very big watch game. I don't know exactly what his break even is. Let's have a look at that quickly because this is actually interesting topic. His break even is 94. I think he is a trade if you are looking at that right now. Coming into Origin, can you go down to Togia, straight down to Togia for him? I suspect a lot of people would be doing that. Or even just Dylan Brown. I think they're your two picks. Metcalf, even not bad. I'm not even joking, guys. This guy with the Warriors draw could be very nice for you. If you look at the New Zealand draw here, St. George away, Dolphins away, Canberra, South away, Sharks away, bye. So it's not that bad. It's a bit up and down, but I still think it's good. But if it was me, I'd be looking at Dylan Brown or Togia. The thing is, if you go Togia this week and let's just say Warriors beat St. George at their home and Togia gets dropped, it is going to be one of the worst trades you could possibly do. I think you have to wait. But again, you're feeling the pressure of Burton doing really well this week and he could just get a 40 or 50. So I think Dylan Brown is the play in my opinion. He's on a 64 break even. I think he's just a great player. And Parramatta also with their draw, we'll talk about that. Dolphins, Newcastle away, Manly, Penrith away, and likely players here will be rested unless Penrith need the win. This is one thing you have to also understand. Penrith want to get into the top 8. They want to play finals footy. They might need to play this game. The thing about that, on top of that, is Penrith... Actually, no. That's exactly right. I was going to say Penrith versus the Bulldogs. That is incorrect. That is completely incorrect. I was just looking at the wrong row. So Penrith go against West Tigers away and Para. So they come into West Tigers away. They could be confident with that one. This could be 2 must-win games they could easily play. So just consider that. But yeah, that's how we're looking at it at the moment. Nothing else much here to talk about. Maybe Harry Hayes. We should mention the workhorse on the interchange. Just keep posts on him, keep watch listing him. He could get some more minutes this game, and with certain dropouts. I think didn't Preston get 4 weeks? I haven't looked recently at the news. Maybe I should have. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. I swear I thought he got on the judiciary report and got some weeks. Let's see if it has it here. Team list signings, judiciary. Preston's Origin has dashed after 4-match ban. Okay, so he is banned. So yeah, keep a tab on Harry Hayes, guys. Very big workhorse, very good base. Even if we look at it just quickly, because he does deserve a mention. Great player, and he's almost got like that Egan Cant fact to him. Harry, I should have done it the other way. Harry Hayes. So we're looking at someone that has a base of 40 in 40 minutes. Absolutely insane. In about 47 minutes, 40 base here, 51 base in 52 minutes. So if he gets 80 minutes, he's going to reflect that with 80 base. I'm just saying that. That's just how he is. That's what he is. And if he gets some attacking stats, boy, oh boy. So this is someone you definitely need to keep a watch on. Break even at 43, 419,000. I can definitely see some trades coming in next week for him. So keep tabs on Harry Hayes right there. Dragons versus Warriors. Dragons at home. I think Dragons will win this game. They did play better footy last week, and I really, really don't want to trade Clint Gutherson because of it, because I think I think this is just going to be a massive score fest, and I'm really excited to see what happens here. But yeah, at home, Win Stadium, DWZ's back, huge. That's great to see. Whoa. Nothing changed here. Nothing else changing here. Leka Halasima, though, another person we need to speak about, got his first 80-minute role last week and started and just went huge. Aaron Clark, huge last week. Hamish Stewart, if you don't have him, I personally don't, but a great get this to look at. Just gets a bit harped on by minutes and hurt. Dylan Egan, if you held him, well done. Congratulations. That's huge. Nothing else to change on here, to be honest with you. Ilias on the reserves. So you're just praying if you did go. Oh, I keep calling him is it Togia? Yeah, King Togia. You're praying that this stays as it is. Because if you've brought him in already, it could be very, very difficult for you. And I wish Jacob Little was an 80-minute hooker, because he'd be my go-to hooker, but he's not. So yeah, that's it for the Warriors Dragons game. Nothing else much for the Warriors either. So that is on Saturday, 5:30 p.m. Cowboys versus Panthers. Oh man, I just expect Penrith to get consecutive wins this one. Cowboys, we just played pretty bad last week, to be honest with you. Don't look at the score, because it was one-way traffic one half and one-way traffic the next half. And look, we'll see how Drinkwater goes this game. I think it's going to be super interesting to see how this big traded player comes in. Is this a game where he gets 40 or 50? Time will tell. Same with Murray Talagi, Tom Dearden. This is where you're a bit worried, because Penrith know that they need to win now, especially them coming into Origin and them losing quite a lot of players due to it. I also wanted to just say something. I don't know if you guys agree with this, but one of the biggest things that annoys me is Origin mid-season. Look, I get that it's a spectacle, but to me, firstly, when you're picking players off form, it's like the NBA when they do the All-Star event in mid-season. First off, anything can happen. Injuries can happen. This then affects the regular season, and it already affects the regular season. Like teams like Broncos, Cowboys, Penrith, when they need to win games, they just get absolutely shafted And I just feel like Origin should be an end of season event after finals footy, something to look forward to, something to be like, oh, the season is over. I can actually look at players based on their form, their full form, and then people can be like, oh, the grand finals happened, but bloody hell, we've got Origin coming up. I don't know. That's just something I've always said because I just hate that it takes players out of regular games that need to be won. And these games can be so important for especially teams like Penrith and so on and so forth. But let me know what you think about that in the comments. So do you think it's fine mid-season? It adds some entertainment during the like mid-season. It's amazing. Like it's just my opinion. Nothing else here to mention for the Cowboys. We should talk about someone who's been brought up to me quite a bit, which is Nrl Supercoach. Negative break even. I think he's still a wait and watch. Feels like a tiny bit of a trap, but you just need to see a bit more minutes. Now, is Scott Sorensen still there on the way back? Lindsay Smith will be the main guy, I think, when they do play Origin. How many minutes is he really going to get? Is someone like Hamish Stewart just worth it more? Is there more value in Hamish Stewart in the sense of there's more guaranteed uptick because he gets more guaranteed minutes? I still think he's a wait and watch. If you wanted to pull the plug on it, like just go. I shouldn't say pull the plug, but just, let loose and say, you know what, I'm getting him in. I'm going to hope for the best. Maybe he's a replacement for Royce Hunt. Go for it. I think if you have Royce Hunt and you want to replace him for Supercoach, go for it. That is completely fine. If you have no other big fives to put out, go for it. No problem whatsoever. Brad Schneider on the bench as well with Thomas Jenkins. We need to speak about this. Look, if this could stay like this, I think there's going to be some little things happening here. We might see I don't know exactly what's going to happen. Maybe Brad drops, something like that. I'm not sure, but I don't think Thomas Jenkins is actually going to be on the interchange. We'll wait and see, though. Time will tell. So, yeah. Nathan Cleary, Edwards, Brian To'o, Isaiah Yao playing Origin. Their team is screwed. Who is actually versing Panthers round 12? I must know this. Newcastle. Lock it in. Lock it in. Oh my goodness, that is disgusting. All right. We have 2 more games to go. Storm versus West Tigers. I think this possibly may be a manslaughter, but we shall see. Pappenhausen will be my captain for the week. Foul Logo, if you wanted to go to him with the negative break even, go for it. I just think with Will Warbrick, this could backfire on you a bit. If he had like a 30 break even or a 20 break even, would we be going there? Most probably not. But it could work out. This guy is an absolute beast. I think they're going to put 30 to 40 points on the Tigers this week, and he could be a big recipient of that. And look, to be honest with you, in my opinion, him and Galvin are the 2 best upcoming younger players. I think he's a great player, and we've seen what he can do at fullback. So yeah, interesting watch here and an interesting play. Grant Anderson, so it looks like a stock standard team. Jerome Hughes still had a shoulder injury last week. I'm very concerned it's like a niggling injury now, and that if something could go down, because I really want to get him during the Origin period. I think he's going to be great, but I'm also worried about the injury. So maybe I go Brown instead, but we'll have to wait and see. Just be cautious of that one. Nothing else here. Nothing crazy. Yeah, that is completely fine. We've still got Galvin in, which is great. Luai obviously in. Terrell May looked a bit tired last week, in my opinion. Terrell May just looked tiny bit less energetic. Are these 80-minute games sort of getting into him now? I think he needs to go down and be like a 70-minute player or a 65-minute player. When I saw him last week, he genuinely looked tired about the 15 to 20-minute mark. And deservingly so. He's an absolute workhorse for a front row forward, and he's changing like the meta and just the whole scene of front row forwards. But I think it's going to catch up to him, and we'll see what happens. But the numbers might reflect that, but we shall see. Still a great player. He's a season keeper. He's an amazing player. All right. Last but not least, let's go to Seagulls versus Sharks. I'm so scared because I traded Garrick. I'm so scared. I don't even know what to say. I am literally peeing myself. I pray that he has an iffy, not an iffy. You know what? I hope he gets 12 and does nothing. I've said it. KL Iro back to. I think the defense will tighten up also around there. This is going to be a really, really interesting and great game, I think. Hines, we want to see what he can do in this scenario. Could go a bit lower here, but I think, I don't know which way this game is going to go. Brayley, a lot of people have brought him in as like the Watson replacement or the Sanders Smith replacement a few weeks back. Mostly not the Sanders Smith one, but they've brought him into hooker. He hasn't been too crazy good. Brenton Nickera has been great, but I still think you can wait. Billy Burns, another big watch, another cash cow we need to have on our watch list, so make sure you have him on. And Cameron McGuinness gets the try last week. I don't know if this is worth it. I just can't see, me personally, like I've still got Sanders Smith in my team at hooker 2, and I've got Riley Smith in. Are we paying too much? Pardon me, it is 11:30 p.m. I'm tired. But are we paying too much for someone who just gets a solid 60 points at a position we know is trash? Like, do we want to invest 570,000 in someone like that just because they scored once and genuinely never score? I think it's an overkill for a hooker position. The great thing is he has the duel, which is awesome. That's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, we shall see if that pays off or not, and if he does, great. And that's your last game for the week. Yes, it is. Roosters with the bye. Let's talk about some pods I was looking at. Let's get into that. Then we'll get into who I'm captaining and vice captaining, and then who I think are the great captains and vice captains for this week. I want to talk about, definitely not Herbie, Leka Halasima. Now, I did speak about him before. The buy is nice for someone like him. He played his first 80-minute game, which is absolutely huge, with a base of 55. Priced at 448,000 with a 39 break even. I think that's absolutely massive for someone like him. Coming up against St. George, I think he's going to plug in good numbers. I also do think you can possibly wait one more week, see if he plays another 80 and go from there. But he is a great player, an absolute workhorse. And if you went right now, that would be completely fine. I will tell you, obviously, we are doing like a bit of a pod session. So I will tell you what his ownership is. His ownership currently is at 5%, 7,803 selections. So he does meet the criteria there. And yeah, just a great player who's coming into a Warriors team, again, with a draw that's up and down, but not that bad. So we're looking at St. George away, Dolphins away, Canberra, Souths away, Sharks away. So not amazing, but not bad at all. Next, I need to speak about someone, Xavier Willison. Now, I don't think he is a must-go-to now, but I think he's going to be absolutely huge with Lindsay Smith as my other pick coming into this Origin period. Now, we've seen him score some tries. He does have a bit of inflated points here and there because of that, but a guy that can have a great base is a guy worth watching. In 80 minutes, he had a 42 base, which against the Bulldogs isn't too bad, in my opinion. Look, last week they got absolutely melted. He plays for 42 minutes and gets 20 base in a game where they get creamed. And I'm mostly, to be honest with you, I'm happy to see this because I want him to drop in cash a bit. I still think players like Lindsay Smith and maybe Morgan Smithies might have a touch more value. But let me know who else you're thinking in the comments that could be a great pod value in the FRF, 2RF position if I haven't brought up any. At the moment, Willison's sitting at a 2% selection, so nothing crazy. So it deserves to be mentioned and a pod that we should be keeping tabs on. Next, I need to talk about James Schiller. I think with the Newcastle draw, he's going to be really, really big. Look, the points aren't crazy. In one game where he gets 1 point in an injury, he's very low in his cost. Can also be a goal kicker. Break even's not harsh. You could mostly wait one more week. But if you did jump on him now, go for it. You know, if you want to go, I just think the only thing you can sort of say is, are there better options in the Newcastle Knights? And you'd likely say yes, but 0%, 637 selections. That's very, very low. And you did notice last week they actually did go right a bit more. KPP, Dane Gagai, Schiller started off the attack really well, and it went there a bit, and I think they succeeded there as well. So just an interesting watch there for James Schiller. Next, I want to speak about Tallis Duncan. We know he's capable of a lot more. Last week got 80 minutes for a base of 62. Wow. Is that not massive? Yes, it is. Break even 33, 387,500. If you wanted to take a gamble, this is the guy you gamble on right now. Comes up against the Broncos, West Tigers into the round 12 bye, into New Zealand, Canberra, Bulldogs, Melbourne, Dolphins, Manly. But if he's getting 80 minutes, he's going to make some serious cash. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe now's the time to buy him, but we'll see. He's just a big, big pod. Are there better picks at the moment? No, if he plays 80 minutes. That's the thing. We just don't know what he's going to play at the moment. We're hoping for that. But Tallis Duncan, South Sydney Rabbitohs, has a 2% selection, 2% ownership, 3,153 selections. We've done James Schiller. Last but not least, Harry Hayes. This guy is another workhorse. He is a base machine like your Tallis Duncan and who we've been talking about. You can see here in 47 minutes, he's getting 40, 52, 51. I feel like I spoke about Harry Hayes already. If I did, I apologize. But keep tabs on him with the Preston injury. Or not injury, sorry. The Preston ban in judiciary. This is huge. I think what we can look at doing here is plugging him in after this Canberra game. But just keep tabs here to see if there's a massive minutes increase, because that's what we are wanting. At the moment, Harry King Hayes sits at 1% with 1,027 selections. So that's pretty crazy. All right, to end this beautiful video, we're going to be talking about captains, who I think the best captains are for this week, running through the games and each game quickly. Eels, I would not be going there. You are crazy if you go vice captain Iongi. I'm not touching anything on the Eels. Dolphins, same way. The only possible pick you could do here is either Hammer or Herbie Farnworth. I just wouldn't do it with what we have coming up this round. Knights versus Titans, definitely Ponga, definitely Fletcher Sharp for a vice captain. Even Dylan Lucas, who had a vice captain last week. These are all great picks. I do like the Sharp and the Ponga play. So just watch this space. This could be really good for people that are owning Knights. Titans, nothing there. I don't think you're going Campbell. He's just come in back off an injury. He'll most probably settle in. The score might not be amazing. It could be a 40-60. So yeah, just sit, wait and watch on that one. Rabbitohs, Broncos. If you have Latrell Mitchell, most probably not. Wait and watch. But I do think Haas is a major captain, vice captain pick here. especially with how their forward rotation is. And I just think he's going to have an absolutely blinder of a game. I'm going to go with him as my vice captain, and that would be my pick for Broncos. Nothing else there. Maybe... No. Adam Reynolds, not really. That's a big gamble. I just think Haas is the play. Raiders, Bulldogs, not going to do anything here for either of the teams. I'm not going to go to Carraz because I think Raiders will put up better defense. And I don't think Raiders offer too much in terms of vice captaincy and captaincy pick. And same as the Bulldogs in terms of that. Carraz in certain matchups, yes, but not for this one. Dragons, Warriors, Gutho, vice captaincy, yes. Originally, when I was keeping Gutho in, it was Gutho, vice captain, and Pappenhausen captain. I think this is a great vice captaincy pick. I also wouldn't be going here anyone on Warriors. I just think if you choose anyone, it's Gutho. It's at Wynn Stadium. Or Holmes, I think could be good as well. If you have Valentine Holmes, go with that. I don't mind that as a vice captaincy pick. Cowboys, Panthers. Nathan Cleary, definitely. Drinkwater, for sure. I'm just worried that the Cowboys aren't going to put on a lot of points this game. I think this is going to be a tight contest, and I think Panthers... I follow the Cowboys. If we win, I'll be very happy, but I just feel like Panthers are going to get consecutive wins here and start stringing on some games. Storm versus West Tigers. Pappenhausen, yes. Hughes, yes. Munster, most probably not because you have either one of Hughes or Pappenhausen. I think this is captain potential. I think this is going to be a very big score. Bellamy would have got into them last week, and you're going to see some big plays. Sea Eagles, Sharks, definitely can go turbo. DCE, for sure. Sharks, Hines, I wouldn't go there for this game, in my opinion. It's not going to be as easy as last week, and I think Sea Eagles are just going to be back to a very nice tempo, and the Sharks aren't going to be scoring, 40 points here. No one else from the Sharks, to be honest with you. And Garrick, no, you're going turbo over it, and I don't think Garrick is a captaincy play. He has really a low floor sometimes, and yes, he can have a big ceiling, but I wouldn't risk it. They're my captaincies. You've seen my trades. This is your round 10 preview for NRL Supercoach. It's been a pretty big one. What are we running at? 47 minutes. So please like, subscribe if you loved the video. Good luck. Tomorrow is the first game, Eels versus Dolphins. So I'll get this out now and then let it run through. And hopefully you can see this before the matches begins or the match begins. And thanks for supporting. We hit 100 subscribers, so I appreciate that. Thank you to everyone who's watching, supporting, commenting. Let me know what you're thinking about trades in the comments below. I'm happy to answer anything. And let me know what rank you're at, what you're feeling, what you're looking at doing with the Origin and the buys coming up. Let's get chatting. Much love. Like, subscribe, comment for the algorithm, and see you on the next one. Peace.